Talking about the banking space now, we've seen a couple of banks which have delivered their fourth quarter earnings. Yes Bank, about 2.68% higher. IndusInd Bank, Axis, HDFC Bank, and a couple of public sector banks have also come out with the numbers. But of course, the big ones are still pending. We have Siddharth Purohit, Senior Equity Research Analyst Banking at Angel Broking, is now joining us from Mumbai. Siddharth, thank you very much for being with us here on NDTV Profit. Good to have you on the show today. A couple of banks which have reported earnings. Let's start with Yes Bank first. How do you view the numbers?
Yes Bank has delivered good set of results for this quarter, and though there was some amount of increase in gross NPA, but somehow that has really not resulted in any sort of disappointment in the earnings. And one of the best part is that despite challenging macro environment, Yes Bank has maintained their asset quality quite stable. Though there was some 10-15 basis point kind of increase in the gross NPA level, we don't see that as a point of worry. So far, the core operations of the bank has been quite decent, and we believe that they have the potential to continue to deliver 25% kind of growth going ahead on the balance sheet side.
You know, that little rise in the number of NPAs that we've seen for Yes Bank, do you think that is a cause of concern right now? And how are you factoring in terms of the target for Yes Bank ahead?
We are not expecting material change in the asset quality as of now, as far as your gross NPA is concerned, and the bank already has quite higher PCR as far as your provisioning coverage ratio is concerned. So we already have factored in quite high provisions for the next 2 years. Having said that, what we believe is that the stock has seen quite a good amount of run up in the last 1 quarter, and we believe that already it is trading at a fair valuation. So we believe that despite good performance, we might see the stock being in a range bound till next 1 quarter's time compared to other private sector banks for the time being.
Okay. Talking about Axis Bank now, this big watch list that they have come out with of about assets worth 22,600 crore rupees. How concerned are you post that commentary that came in from the management?
Axis come out with a slight decline in the profitability for this quarter. But the biggest development I would say is that the disclosure that the management has come out with. The management has said almost 22,600 crores of assets are kind of in trouble, out of which almost 60% can fall into NPA over the next 8 quarters. Now, what the management intends to say is that this is the quantum of loan that is susceptible to risk of falling into NPA, and a large part of this I would say is from the steel and power sector, which already are in trouble. However, what I appreciate is that management has come out clearly and said that this is the quantum of load that we need to watch out, and we don't intend to see much of NPA other than from this account from the corporate side. Based on our calculation, we believe that if 60% of this total account falls into NPA, that works out to somewhere close to 13,500 crores NPA accretion over the next 2 years. And the management also has reiterated that possibly they intend to maintain a 70% PCR going ahead. So we might see incremental provisioning of close to 9,500 crores over the next 2 years from this account itself. Having said that, I would say that apart from this corporate loan books, we don't see major deterioration in the asset quality from the retail side, though there could be some marginal blip. So we are already factoring in quite higher provisions for FY17 and 18, and that's why we are not expecting bottom line growth to come in FY17 per se. So we believe that possibly it will be flat, more or less flat for FY17. But once these accounts are recognized, the management would be more confident of growing the balance sheet, and possibly we'll see that earnings could bounce back. So FY17 should be a difficult year for the bank particular. This gives clarity what was needed, and we don't see negative outcome as such. Rather, we would take it in a positive note. We believe that FY18 much more earnings trajectory picking up for the bank.
All right, so for Axis Bank, FY17 should be a difficult year and earnings trajectory should pick up from FY18. What's the target for Axis Bank?
Axis Bank, we still have a accumulate rating and we have a target price of 494, and possibly we'll revisit after a couple of quarters when if more clarity comes on the macro front. But as of now, we have an accumulate rating on the stock with a target price of 494.
Okay, let's also talk about HDFC Bank and what is the outlook going forward from here?
See, HDFC has been the most consistent performer as far as your loan growth is concerned or earnings growth is concerned. And despite being such a huge balance sheet, they have been able to deliver almost 27% loan growth this quarter. And we believe that the bank can continue to grow their balance sheet by almost 25% going ahead, and earnings could also grow more than 20% going ahead. So far as their asset quality is concerned, if you observe during this quarter when a lot of banks are seeing stress on their balance sheet as far as your gross NPA is concerned, HDFC has rather improved a bit on that. And since a large part of their book is still the growth is coming from the retail side, we are not really bothered about their asset quality going ahead, and we believe that they will continue to maintain gross NPA below 1% going ahead also. Okay. And the bank continues to trade at a premium compared to any other bank, and we believe that they will sustain this premium valuation. So we don't raise any red flag as of now, and we believe that HDFC Bank could continue to outperform going ahead. And we still have a positive stand on the stock performance going ahead, and we maintain a target price of 1262 on this stock.
Okay. Also, a view on the public sector banks and what is the cue that you've got from the numbers that have come out so far from the entire banking universe? How much of a positive or a negative surprise are we likely to see from the big public sector banks?
As of now, we are yet to see any results from the PSU space, but we believe that PSU numbers could be really challenging this quarter again. Though some banks had recognized a lot of AQR accounts in the Q3, bigger banks also are yet to recognize, and that should reflect in the earnings in this quarter. So we are really not positive on the PSU space as of now. We would rather avoid them till more clarity comes, and we believe that when well-managed banks like Axis also are having trouble in their asset quality, then we believe that PSU banks might have more troubles going ahead. We don't expect good numbers coming out from PSU pack for this quarter and for FY17 also. But we would like to see how the numbers pan out when they are declared in this quarter. So clearly we don't have a very positive view on the PSU space as of now, and we continue to like private banks rather on a comparative basis.
All right, Siddharth, thank you very much for joining us here on NDTV Profit and sharing with us your thoughts on the entire banking universe. So you like private sector banks, but not very confident about the public sector banks right now. Talking about Yes Bank in particular, which is doing pretty well right now post the earnings, 2.68% higher. We've got some brokerage views post